Hello, welcome back to Sean O'Mac. The brand new tier list. Been a little while since Neon's finished the Alabasta sort of saga, but we're finally doing the tier list. So of course, it's not just me today. I'm joined by Neon.
The big man, how you doing, boys?
Doing all right. And today, like I said, we're going to do the tier list of Alabasta. It's been a little while, but we are back, and we're back to doing stuff now. So
Yeah.
let's see how it goes.
Yeah, well, it's like obviously the last time we recorded, right, was East Blue, and that's when I first really got into One Piece. And now I've I finished Alabasta, now I'm on the third saga. So this is a cool little series. I got cool little series. I like this. I like it because again, it's a bit like a pro versus a noob situation in it, in a way.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool seeing a new person's opinions on arcs that you watched years ago. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But yeah. Yeah, let's do this shit, boy.
Go for it. Jump in.
Hey, gang.
Let's go.
Okay.
So we'll start with the Reverse Island arc, which you can see in the picture is featuring Laboon. So it's a pretty short arc. Some of the arcs, they're not really, they'll say arcs, but compared to Arabasta, which is a lot of episodes, the Reverse Island arc isn't many episodes. But what's your sort of thoughts on the introduction of Laboon and that arc?
It was really exciting, it was really interesting, I must say, with the mystery, I guess, because obviously we just escaped from the red line, is it, or the red belt? I can't. The calm belt, and then we went to the red line and things like that, and then we went down this giant fucking slope that leads you to the Grand Line, and then the first thing you witness, literally the first thing you witness, is a giant motherfucking whale, where that has scars on his head and everything, and it was quite impactful, I guess you can call it. As much as it was a short little arc, if you can even call it an arc, again, it was 3-4 episodes, if even that. It was really short. I really enjoyed it though. What can you remember from when you read it or watched it back in the day? Is it something you remember?
I remember it a little bit. I remember it being they introduced Laboon and he's just smashing his head against this rock over and over again while he looks so scarred up, and he's waiting for a crewmate or a bunch of people that said they were coming back for him, and he's been he's been waiting
ago or something. I think it's
and that's why he's sort of been left there. And there's the guy that sort of looks after him. And then I remember sort of Baroque Works trying to fuck him up or something like that. So I just make him into food or something like that.
Yeah, literally.
But yeah, it was just I don't think it's too much of an arc itself. It's just more like an introduction of you've got a little bit of a new character introduced, I guess, as Laboon.
A
not
taster
really
for the Grand Line,
Yeah, sort of something that awaits. Yeah. Where are the people that Laboon was waiting for? Basically, that's the big, I guess, mystery.
Yeah, I have some theories about that, but I would save that for another video. When that actually does eventually come up, I imagine. But yeah, as you can see from that image there, the main thing that I loved about this arc was obviously the fight that Luffy and Laboon had, where Luffy was they're not coming back for you or whatever, to trying to annoy him. I'm pretty sure that's happened or something like that. And then they have a little fight, and then Luffy's you know what? I quit. It's a draw. Fuck it. When I come back, we'll fight again. And then he draws the symbol on Laboon's head, as you see there, the really weird looking straw hat logo, And yeah, it was pretty cool. But if we're gonna talk about rankings, I'm gonna be, as much as I love One Piece, there's not been a single arc I haven't enjoyed so far. I would say this has to be the weakest one out of Alabasta. It just has to be the weakest one. Would you agree with me on that?
Definitely agree with that.
And again, it was so short. It's you remember everything that happens in it, but it happens so early on the series. It's kind of forgettable, I imagine, later down the line. So
it's not much yet. No, it's more it's another one of those One Piece bits where it's sort of a taster of what's to come.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing, I guess.
So what I want to know, I'll let you take this one, Sean. What are you gonna go? What's your honest opinions? Because wherever you go right now, I'm going to follow you. Because I'm pretty sure I have the same stance as you right now.
See, it feels just for fairness, a bit of variation on the list. I don't think it's a bad arc, but somewhere between B and C, potentially, just because it is quite short compared to the other arcs.
Okay, so what I would say, I would probably say C, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll let you take this one. What are you thinking?
Okay.
C or B?
Well, I'll put it in C.
C. I think that's quite a good. Yeah.
Not that we think it's bad, anyone who's watching, but it's just we've got to be brutal with these, otherwise they'll just all be in S or A.
You gotta have like, you can't be that sort of person that like just dick rides all the arcs, you know. As much as like me and Sean are huge fan of One Piece, yeah, you can't be like the sort of person. It's so delusional, you know, like pretending you like something when you know deep down you don't like it, or in fact, not saying you don't like it if you get what I mean, but saying it's your favorite. Like it's not the greatest thing we've seen. It has to be probably the weakest arc we've seen of all of One Piece, in my opinion. Again, that's just opinion based, you know. Like, sure, might have different stance on that, but yeah. Should we move on to the next one then?
That's that one, yeah. The next one is Whiskey Peak.
Whiskey Peak, also known as the home of Baraka Works. Like, I'm pretty sure, or something like that. Like, it's a little island. I don't know if you remember, but like the cactus
like cactus
bits,
island.
And it's the cactus, like, you know, the spiky bits of the cactus. They're actually like gravestones, and it was.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, like it looked cool as shit, you know, the reveal and everything. But it turns out that it's actually one of the homes, I want to say. Again, I don't really know the lore that much of Whiskey Peak, but it's got all the Baraka Works. So we found out it's got all the Baraka Works members who are also, I guess, spoiler alert, but while you watch this video, if that's spoilers, you know. But yeah, about Crocodile, like the people that are down from Crocodile, like his servants,
like his special elite group.
Yeah. So it is the home of the Baraka Works. Like, the first time we see them, we see like number 5 and 6, I think it is, like Mrs. Valentine's, and then the guy that like his boogers turn into like bombs or some shit. There's some
weird ones, yeah.
And it's also when we saw Nico Robin for the first time. Remember that as well. The first time we saw Nico Robin, but we didn't know her name was Nico Robin. No. What was it?
Miss All Sunday, I think.
All
at the
Sunday,
time.
Yeah, something like that. All Sunday or some shit, you know. Like, yeah, it was huge. And apparently, like, you see Nico Robin, or All Sunday, should I say, kill Igaram, who's like the person down from the king, you know, like a royal guard sort of thing.
He's one of his like, assistants.
Yeah, aka Vivi's like protector right now on this like 3-year-old mission they're on, like journey to go undercover for Baraka Works and everything. So we saw a load of moments of like Igaram apparently dying, which we find out later in Alabasta he's not actually dead. It was a pretty good arc. It was a pretty good arc. Again, it's like a taster, you know, for that was like the arc we find out about Baraka Works fully. Don't get me wrong, we learned a little bit about Laboon, like Vivi when she was like number 13 or whatever it was, and the elf looking guy, like the guy that looks like Link from Zelda, you know, that fucking guy. But it was like the first thing we really saw of Baraka Works. It was good. And especially like the moment where it was Zoro versus like 100
Zoro
bounty
took
hunters.
out like 100 of them.
That was fucking sick. And then also, I didn't like it that much. I thought it was a bit forced. I did have people in the comment section say as well, it was a bit forced. Oda didn't want to do it, but it was kind of forced into a corner. But the moment where it was Luffy versus Zoro for like an episode.
Yeah, it was a bit...
It was weird.
A bit odd. Yeah.
It was really weird. I think I said it in my reactions as well. It felt out of place for me. But that's not like the whole... You know, that's not going to judge the whole arc.
Yeah, it's like Luffy wakes up and he thinks that the people Zoro's attacked because they've been the ones giving him the hospitality. Why is he going to attack all these people looking after him? So I can understand why, but then it's still like a bit weird, I guess.
Yeah, it was a good arc, but again, I wouldn't say C. I'm more looking for a B, if I'm going to be totally honest.
I'd say B. Yeah. That's a good assessment.
It was good, but again, it's another taster to what's to come. We saw a load of reveals of characters again, like Vivi, things like that. Who's a Nefertari. Yeah, we learned about Cobra. You know, so much shit, but it felt really short in my opinion as well. It just wasn't like...
It was quite short, yeah.
Again, it's like the first island we've seen, right? As soon as we got to...
I think it's the first island in the Grand Line, that they get to.
So, yeah. Okay, so I'm thinking B. Would you say B as well?
B? I'd say B's perfect. It's more just like you said, a little taste of what's to come. In the introduction of like the big dangerous group that Crocodile's got, and you know that there are, the ones Zoro takes out, they are basically just like minions. You know that there are higher ranks
Oh yeah,
in the
1,000,000%.
barrack works, and that's the point that sort of like hints to that there's not just those easy people to beat. There's actually some real fighters.
Yeah, I just put the wrong one in my list, by the way. I put Little Gardens, so I had to swap that one quickly. But yeah, moving on. The next one, Little Gardens. Sean, do you remember anything about Little Gardens?
I do, because I actually really like this arc. I really like the Little Gardens arc for some reason. It's just I feel like it's a more like wholesome little arc that obviously introduced the fact that there are literally giants in the world of One Piece as well.
Broggy and
Dory and Broggy.
Yeah. Two best.
I just love them. I love their like eternal battle that they're just on this island. And just...
Isn't it like right at the end of their battle, like their final one? They're like, "Wait, why was we fighting in the first place?"
Yeah, they've just been in it so long.
It's like muscle memory, isn't it? The way you're just used to waking up early, having a fight whenever that volcano erupts.
Yes, I mean, I just remember like the first time I read this years ago, and I got to this arc, and I like freaked out when I was like, "There's giants in One Piece." I don't know why I found that so cool. I was just
mine was the dinosaurs.
Like, giants.
Bro, yours was the giants, mine were the dinosaurs. Since I saw the T-Rexes and shit, I was fucking loving it. I love dinosaurs and shit.
Prehistoric island.
Yeah, it was so dope. It's like the first thing, because this is where people said in my comment section and things like that, and just explained to me in Discord and shit, like friends and just viewers, I guess. But people were saying, like, you got to think in the Grand Line, like, it's so many different time periods, you know? There isn't always going to be, like, you know, the modern technology or some shit like that. Like, Little Gardens, it's literally got giants. It's got, like, volcanoes erupting everywhere. It's literally got giant lizards as well, dinosaurs. It's like the prehistoric sort of days.
It's a prehistoric island, yeah.
So, like, that's the first time we really hear about that. And I think that's the arc we really hear about Log Poses as well, right? Or the internal poses. I think, I might be wrong, that might be the last arc. Oh, it was actually, because it was Nico Robin that gave the Alabasta log thing to. Yes, I remember now. But then
she like went on the island, their boat briefly.
Yeah. That was a sick moment, by the way. Holy shit. But yeah, it was a pretty cool arc. I love seeing Broggy and Thingy like have that fight, and then you know, like one of them gets injured, like gets blown up from the inside. He got like spiked, shall I say, or some shit. Someone
they get attacked, don't they?
Yeah, I think it was by number 3, 5, and 6. I want to say maybe, or 3, 5, and Mrs. Valentine, something like that. There was 3 of them, right? Because you got that guy that can do this candle wax, and he like. Do you remember the moment? I don't know if it's in a manga or not, but it was in the anime. But Zoro goes to chop his own legs off. And he gets quite far into his like own leg, like chopping it off.
Yes, he gets stuck in the wax, doesn't he? Yeah.
Like he's got that much of a warrior's mind, you know, which we saw from Hawkeye's fight. Like, don't want to talk too much on it, but
no,
like, remember,
he's like so committed to it.
Yeah, like he's like, I'm a warrior. If I lose or if I'm in danger, I've got to do what's got to happen. You know, he has pride. So it was a huge moment. But yeah, honestly, I want to see your opinions on this then, because we've pretty much said most things, right? It was just cool seeing the villain, seeing number 3 for the first time, and also we got to mention this, right? We got to mention this. I don't know if you remember this or not, but right at the end of the arc, we see Sanji talk on the little snail phone thing, telegram thing, whatever it is. He talks to Crocodile, and he's pretending that he's defeated all the Straw Hats.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember that, but that was a huge moment, because you finally hear the big boss's voice for like the
hear
first
his voice.
time.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's so, you know, I haven't got a deep voice for shit, but he's doing like a deep voice, like, is that true? Then you're dead, bitch, pretty much, you know, like, yeah, it's demonic as fuck. So, what's your opinions on this, sorry? Like, what would you say, honestly?
I think personally, I would say it's an A.
Yeah, I would.
That's how I felt when I got to it, and I remember. That's what I said. I remember reading this quite fondly, because I was just, for some reason, so shocked that there were giants, and I just found them really cool. And they're basically just like big Vikings, effectively, just fighting and drinking. I was like, I really like this arc. It's got a nice like conclusion to it as well.
Where did they came from? Is it Elbath? Is that what they call it? Elbath?
Elbath, I think, is their like giant island. Yeah.
Again, it's been a long time since I've seen that, man. Like 2 months at this point. But yeah, should we go for A? I don't really want to talk too much of this because it has been some time. It was a fun little pit stop, I guess you can call it. Like,
for me, it's just like perfect One Piece. It's like a perfect example of like what One Piece can be, like a mix of like serious comedy and just like good moments, basically.
Yeah, with awesome fights as well, like
Yeah, like stuff with meaning, but it's not too serious at the same time.
Hell yeah. I'll let you take this one. I know you have a connection with Chopper, right? So
Oh, I love Chopper.
I'll let you take this one, boy. You can take this one.
Oh,
Lead the path.
The Drum Island arc. This one was something because it introduced us to my favorite member of the Straw Hats, which is Chopper.
Same.
Even to this day, like there's a couple others that are up there, but Chopper is just the boy. This arc is like, for me, the arc started off and I wasn't particularly interested, but the more it went on, the more I was. There's a lot of it's a very emotional arc, actually. Like, I was not prepared for the emotional ride that it would take me on.
It was the first time I proper cried.
It's the first like big proper emotional moment.
Yeah, I did cry back on like was it not Alabasta? Sorry, the Arlon Park. That was like the first moment that made me die, like Bellemere. But like this shit took it to a new, like with the doctor as well, and like his suicide mission because he knew he was dying, and when he drinks the poison because I know. Can you mention? Can you remember the poison? Chopper gives him the poison out of the mushroom, and he's like, "This will fix you, Doctor." And the Doctor doesn't want to say like no, so he drinks it, and then
man, I love Chopper. It's such a sad like story for him.
Yeah.
Didn't really care too much about Wapol really, but it wasn't really much about the villain. It was more about the story of Chopper, I felt.
Oh, billion percent. The witch, like Dr. Rena, I think her name was, or Rena, and then like it starts H, doesn't it? Like the actual
Dr. Hiraluk.
Yeah, like his suicide mission sort of thing at the end to try and change the world and make the world blossom. Which, by the way, oh god, that final episode when like the witch the whole time or whatever, like Dr. Rena or whatever, she's like secretly been doing it. I'm pretty sure it was, and then at the end she's like, get the artillery cannons from Wappo's castle. They shoot all the cherry blossoms into the sky, and Chopper's looking up, tearing up, and then Luffy and others are like, you know what, Chopper, come join us. And then he's crying even more, and then it's so fucking good. This was my favorite arc until we got to Alabasta. I guess that's a spoiler, but we'll talk about Alabasta in one moment. But it's a huge moment, and it was also a huge moment because as much as we knew Nami wasn't going to die because plot armor, we saw Nami like come from Little Gardens, and apparently I can't remember if it was a tick. I think it was a tick.
Oh yeah, she was quite unwell.
Yeah, so that's what happened with the whole hiring a doctor
thing, wasn't it? Yeah.
So that's a huge moment. We also saw Dalton, the person that has a Zoan, is it called?
Zoan is the animal one. Yeah.
Yeah, he could turn like a ball sort of thing. It was a great arc. It was a really we could literally sit here, and just run about this arc for about an hour. I know I could. I literally could, easy as fuck. It was an amazing arc. Again, it was my favourite arc until we got to Alabasta. So yeah, it was pretty good. So what's your thoughts on it, Sean? I want to know before I state mine.
Easy S tier.
Easy S tier. And I actually renamed my S tier to God tier. And you know what? There's no debating this, It was don't get me wrong, it didn't have like the best fight moments, except from the Wappo moment, I guess. But it was more of like showing how One Piece isn't just about story writing, like world building and fight scenes all the time. It also has emotional impact with characters, and that's when they first don't get me wrong, again, I hate to say this, but the only time we really saw a huge backstory of a character was Arlon Park about Nami, But then this arc came, and this arc about Chopper, it just really hit you in the feels. It just really did. They really showed you that One Piece isn't just about the fight scenes. It's about the characters and what they live for, what their dreams are. And Chopper also, he saw he saw the skull on the pirate flag or whatever. Now he's always been addicted to pirates. He always wants to know what pirates are. It was amazing. I guess you can call it amazing introduction to a legendary character.
Yeah, it gave him a great backstory, and it was very, like I said, it's one of those perfect examples where the arc didn't need to outdo itself with a big fight or like an extremely interesting villain, because it just had the it just had the fantastic backstory and the introduction of a really cool character. And it's when they do stuff like this, they really hit it out of the park with their great backstory.
Billion percent. Well, I've already put that to God tier, which is S tier for you.
I'll put it in S.
But do you want to take this one, or shall I take this one? It's up to you, because we're on the final
you go for it. Go for it.
All right. Well, just gonna give this out there straight away. So far, I'm halfway through Skypiea right now. I've already finished Jai, things like that. I loved all them arcs, by the way. But my favorite arc to today has to be Alabasta. It just has to be Alabasta. And this arc for me, it was so good. It had a cool introduction, not just the whole Alabasta part and Crocodile. It had like a little side story when I first got there, when you see the legendary Portugus D Ace, you know? Apparently the little brother, no, the big brother of Luffy, I still have a theory, it hasn't been confirmed that they're not actually related, but they're just childhood friends, so they call each other brothers, because they look nothing the fucking same. I've said that in videos before. It's kind of obvious at this point. But yeah, it was this arc for me. It wasn't just about the crocodile section. It was about the beginning section as well. Seeing Ace for the first time, like meeting up with Luffy, you know, seeing Smoker like versus Ace for like that. They had like a fight, I guess you can call it. It wasn't really a fight, but it was more like a teaser to what's to come, I guess, with their abilities. Yeah. Like, because they both, like, you know, Ace has the, is it the flame fruit, something like that, right?
I think so, yeah.
And then Smoker's got the smoke fruit, but I think it's called like a plum fruit. I don't know, something like that. And like they both have the, what's it called? Is it in? Oh, what's their devil fruit called?
Oh my goodness.
Logia, is it?
I think it's Logia. Yes, where Logia. You can transform. That's when you can transform your body to whatever it is.
Yeah, because like you got to think Smoker's smoke, right? Hence his name, and then Ace is fire. Like fire, so, yeah. It's like two people fighting with the same Logia, devil fruit style. That was really cool, just seeing them two. Like, obviously, you know, Smoker's been chasing Luffy for a whole saga now and finally caught up with him. And then their reunions literally just Luffy's eating at a bar and then Smoker walks in and like, oh, fuck, here we go again, you know? it was great. It was great. But I want to rant about this a bit more, but I want to know your opinions from being someone that read this arc so many fucking years ago, you know, like, and watched it or whatever. What was your opinion when you saw Ace and things like that? You saw Smoker. You first got to the final saga of Alabasta.
It's just very cool. There's a lot of cool stuff going on that starts happening. I mean, obviously you meet Ace, and at that time I didn't know. I knew of Ace. Ace was one of the few things I knew about when I started it, but I didn't know that he was Luffy's brother. So that was cool when he turned up, and I was like, oh wow, Luffy actually has like relatives that he knows of, because obviously he's just a kid living on an island. You don't really know much about his like family. So seeing his brother, and I love the design of Ace. I love the character of Ace. He's really cool. I also love that they sort of, you know, reconvene with Smoker, because I loved when he was introduced. I thought he was a really like cool looking character. He's also not like he's not really a bad guy, but because obviously he's just doing what he thinks is right, and he's part of the Navy because he thinks Luffy and the pirates are bad guys. But you know, he's sort of he's got mixed opinions on that, but he's still going to do his job. So I think that's it's not he's not black or white in terms of that. It's like a grey area. Like he's sort of a bit of a mix, which is pretty cool. But then obviously the arc itself, you've got so much going on. It's just
like 30-something episodes, right? So
yeah, and there's a lot that happens, like the whole, like, you know, the war that's being brewed by Crocodile and stuff like that, and you've got this whole civil war that they're trying to stop Crocodile, but they're also trying to put an end to this like pointless fighting that's been created by him, and you got so many cool moments in this arc, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now we've finished about the Ace part, let's get into the second half and things, because there's something I want to mention. Like, obviously, when we get to Rain Base, we see Crocodile for the first time. He looks badass as fuck, by the way, and it's not just the fact, you know, that he's this strong guy that has his own like legions, you know, his own bounty hunting group, like secret society, I think they actually called it. It's the fact he's one of the legendary, you know, motherfucking 7 warlords of the sea. Like, that's a huge title yourself, you know? You're literally the government's dog. That's how I kind of see it, you know? With, like, Doflamingo, whatever the fuck, like, Kuma. All these people, I see them all as, like, the government's dog. So they're huge people. And it's the reveal that he was one of them as well, and no one knew. It was so good. Like, you know, and, like, oh, man, there were so many great moments from that arc. But the thing that has to top it for me wasn't just like the big fight, you know, with the whole them going to Alabama from Nanohana. I don't know if you remember, but the part where number 2, what's his name? He's the ballerina guy. Shit.
Oh, Bon Clay.
Bon Clay. When he disguises himself as Cobra and then like basically acts like a dickhead, and then they crash like the huge galleon into the city of Nanohana. Do you remember this moment? And then, like, that's what really starts the full civil war. Like, everyone is against the king now because they think the king
because they think he's done it.
Yeah, and, like, that moment was absolute amazing, bro. But, like, the main thing, except from all that fighting, like, the main thing for me was Luffy versus Crocodile fighting at least 4 or 5 times, right? And every single time Luffy got defeated until the final moment, it was insane, man. It was like... How I kind of saw it, it was like, you know, the first fight when Luffy, like, gets stabbed or whatever, and it was, like, the drink that saved him in a way.
In the desert,
It was like, Luffy got defeated, right? And then got saved by Nico Robin. But when he gets defeated, Luffy has so much passion and pride for saving not just his friends, but the whole city now, and Vivi, that's like, you know, they got the little X's on the hand. That's like a sign of friendship.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it at the end, I imagine, because that'll be, like, the final send-off, because that shit's... Oh, shit. It's the fact that Luffy has so much pride. Every time he got defeated by Crocodile, he would come back stronger, but then he'll get defeated again. But after he gets defeated, he will learn from that defeat and come back even stronger, you know? We saw it like 4 times at this point.
Yeah, never giving up.
Yeah, until the point where Nico Robin, like, gets stabbed. No idea how she's actually alive, not gonna lie. I never actually thought about how the fuck did she survive that. But, Is that actually a theory, how she survived that, or is it just she's strong?
Not that I'm aware, no. It's just One Piece characters, some of them tend to be stronger than others.
Do you know what I call that? Plot armor, boy, plot armor. But
there you go.
It's all worth the plot armor, though. But, like after he sees Nico, Robin, and things like that, you know, all that moments, he comes back even stronger, learns that water is Crocodile's weakness. It was so good, man.
Yep.
And then, like, you know, the final uppercut, which sends Crocodile flying into the sky from the
flurry of
crypts
punches,
and things like
smashing
that.
him through the ceiling.
Oh, mate. And then everyone in the city can all just see Crocodile just, you know, soulless. It literally white eyes.
Like flying through the sky.
And he just lands, mate, on the floor. Vivi and everyone's got this massive smile, you know. What I want to know, like, was that your highlight of One Piece, like, at that point of time, that fight? Because I know for a fucking fact it was for me, boy.
I think so, yeah. It's like a big satisfying end to what was a really good arc, and like resolving everything that's happening. But the fight where it's just, you know, he's learned how to fight Crocodile and he can actually fight him one-on-one now properly, and just the scene where he's just getting like punched into the ceiling so frequently and so hard that the ceiling explodes.
He literally got bitched.
It just goes flying.
Mate, that I feel like we will see Crocodile lay down the line, like, story, and he will be stronger. But what we saw of him then, it really impressed me. As much as a villain, and, you know, people normally hate the villains unless you're Naruto, because everyone loves the fucking villains for some reason. You know, I'm looking at your Naruto community right now. He was a great villain for me. He has to be my favorite villain so far. Yeah. As much as in the saga I'm on right now, we just saw Eneru is his name? Enel? I don't know his name.
Yes. Yeah. I think it's different. Eneru. I don't know if it's like a Japanese spelling of it, but
people tell me he's called him Enel or something like that. Apparently that's like his nickname or some shit like that. I don't fucking know.
I think that's like the English translation. I don't know.
But like, even seeing that villain from Skypiea, on my opinion, he's still not on the same level as Crocodile. Like what I've seen, you know, Crocodile was he just has such an impactful story, man. It's just the fact he's the person that started this entire war against this huge country. Like, this isn't a city, this isn't a village, you know. This is a country. And like, it was all Crocodile's organization that he's been working on for like 3+ years. And like, put Vivi in so much pain as well. Like, making her literally leave home for like 2.5 years or whatever it was to go undercover. Anyway, she's a fucking princess, you know, or whatever it is. It was huge. It was a huge moment. This arc was definitely a legendary moment. But do you want to know something that caught me off guard a lot? A legendary moment as well. Do you remember the little Falcon boy? I can't remember his name.
Yes. I can't remember his name, but I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
Pell or something like that.
Pell. That's it. Pel. His sacrifice, like with the bomb, how he took the bomb into the sky and blows up. He did. Spoiler alert, he didn't actually die. Which we find out. I thought that was a bullshit way of saying he's alive, but I mean it's One Piece. But that was a huge moment as well. His sacrifice. Anyway, he didn't die, but you thought he died for like an episode or two.
Yeah, a bit odd, but you know, it's what it is.
It is what it is, I guess. Yeah. We haven't seen him since, but I imagine he's going to be turning up soon or some shit. But yeah, that's all I really got to say about Alabasta, honestly. It was amazing arc. We saw amazing fights. We saw the biggest villain so far. Yeah, it was sick as fuck. I really enjoyed it. So, what would you place this? Because I imagine you already know where I want to place this.
I do know. So, S tier for Alabasta as well.
I think it's just
obviously the conclusion of like a load of good world building leading up to that point. Like I said, the introduction of Baroque works and them sneaky fuckers always turning up, and then the Alabasta arc with everything sort of coming together. Like I said, the ending as well. Not just Crocodile being beaten by Luffy, but Smoker disappears for a while, and then I think he comes back with like evidence that it was Crocodile.
Yeah.
Planning the whole thing, which obviously gets him chucked, I think, in prison as well. So like it's, you know, all the fighting is resolved, not just the actual fight with Crocodile, but you know, the country sort of brought to peace.
It's kind of like the world building after what happened, you know, because it's leading to a bigger story now. Now that he's been taken in by the Navy, they need to get a new warlords now, you know. As we saw.
Yeah, that's one warlord down, really.
Yeah, like, mate, there's only 6 remaining, you know.
Because they remove him, don't they?
Yeah, at the point in time where I am, they removed him, and I know it's going to be off topic, but on episode 151, there's a really good episode where we see Blackbeard for the first time, like revealed who he is. We saw
so you know who he is now.
like got like a drip, you know, like hospital drip on him and things like that, and he's huge. We saw Shanks, that apparently him and Whitebeard are going to meet up because they both want to meet each other. We saw, we basically saw the 5 Elder Stars, are they? I think they're the 5 Elder Stars, something like that. They're like the world government people, like the old men, like in charge of the Navy. Yeah. We saw a guy, Senju, is it? He has like animals on him. We saw him.
Sengoku.
Yeah, I think he's like a admiral or something like that. Fleet admiral.
Yeah, he's pretty high up.
Yeah. Yeah. So
there's a lot of good stuff to come. Then you've got
it's
getting to a lot of the world's opening up now.
It's like from that episode. Obviously, they talk about Crocodile's defeat, and now they're trying to get a new warlord. And they mentioned Blackbeard, like someone that was part of Blackbeard's crew was like, you should recruit Blackbeard. He's really strong, like that sort of thing. It's huge moments. It's huge moments. But anyway, Sean, is that the end of the tier list? Now we got.
It is. That's the last arc.
Are we happy with that?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
I'm happy with that. I'll let you do your outro then, boy, and then we go from there. You know, so yeah.
All right, well, that's been that. That has been the Alabasta Saga tier list. Let us know if you agree or whether you absolutely hate this tier list, as I'm sure some people will. You know, it is what it is. But
mate, everyone has their own opinions, right? Like...
and opinions. I'll be curious to know what other people think of, this saga itself. But that is that. We'll be back for another one. We'll probably do the Skypiea one just on its own, because there's probably still a lot to talk about.
So Skypiea's got like Jaya and Skypiea, so we could talk about them too for at least 20 minutes, I reckon.
Talk for a little bit, so that'll be coming sometime in the future. But other than that, this has been another tier list. I hope you have enjoyed. You can check out Neon's links in the description as well.
And same for Sean, same for Sean. Check out his. It'll also be in my description, We're both sharing this outro, Check out both our channels. It'll be both our description.
Just check them both out,
do it, pussies, you won't. But
that has been that. And we'll catch you in whatever we do next.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you all.